Almost 200 years ago, David Livingstone left his home and family as a young missionary, doctor, and explorer to take the gospel to Africa. His journeys took him to what is now the country of Zambia. Livingstone's heart was inspired by the words of his missionary father-in-law, who had been to Africa. "I have seen the smoke of 1,000 villages where no missionary has ever been." Livingstone's heart was committed to God and the people of Africa, in spite of his many hardships. He contracted malaria. He was maimed by a lion. His arm was disabled. His wife died on the field, as did one of their children. Livingstone's heart was buried in Africa under a mavula tree. At 4 a.m. on May 1st, 1873, his friends found him dead on his knees in prayer in his hut. England wanted a proper ceremony to bury Livingstone's body. His African brothers agreed, but placed a note on the body that read, "You can have his body, but his heart belongs in Africa." Jesus said, "For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also." YWEA 2012 challenges us to have a heart for the people of Africa by building a training, ministry, and retreat center for the entire continent. The continent needs a strategic place for training, missionary preparation, and a home for a mobile medical clinic to minister to children.
When I think of missions and I think of the Great Commission, my mind automatically goes to the continent of Africa. Just not only is it vast in its geographic span, but the people groups that are here just goes right to what the Lord said, and to go into all the world and preach the gospel.
What we're asking you to do is help us complete the chalets that you see behind us that will house missionaries, students, medical volunteers to help change lives and preach and reach the gospel across this nation. There are still countless villages, people groups, and tribes in Africa who do not know the love of God. How will your heart respond to this opportunity to take the love of God to the heart of Africa?
YWEA will build the Leopard Hill Ministry Center in Lusaka, Zambia, that will train leaders, prepare missionaries, minister to children, and educate pastors. For just over 50 years, YWEA has been changing the world. Wherever YWEA goes, ministry multiplies, lives change, and the church grows. 100% of what is given to the Church of God International Youth and Discipleship goes directly to the ministry project for that year. You can feel confident about your investment in YWEA. The Apostle Paul tells us, "We loved you dearly." Not content to just pass on the message, we wanted to give you our hearts, and we did.
But we all can't come to Africa, but God gives all of us something to do that as we do it together, we accomplish His purpose in the kingdom.
Will you commit yourself, your youth group, your children's ministry, and your church to YWEA 2012? Pray. Work. Give. Have a heart for the people of Zambia and all of Africa.